not a person that really plans anything. I always do everything like off the top of my head. When I was younger, I used to stress out. You know, it was like, if you try to plan, either whether it doesn't mean if it's a speech in school or if it's like, you know, in this case, a class or something like that, like you go, all right, I'm going to teach this, and I'm going to do that, and then you realize you just give yourself all this like stress that you don't need, and it helps to know what you're doing, because the more you know, the more you don't have any fear of like, what are people going to say if I mess this up? That's all. Like I threw that away 20 years ago. So now it's like, what do you guys want to do? So if anything you guys want, I'll try to oblige. And you know, we can do stuff anywhere you want. So I know you mentioned something about like MMA. You have some guys that wanted to do MMA or something.
These two are fighting in November, so they probably have some requests. I know Mark wants to work on takedown defense and get-ups, because every time he punches people, they have a tendency to hug him.
Yeah. So then they grip him and take him down. Okay, yeah, we can go any direction we want. So obviously, like most of what I do is kind of like a jiu-jitsu wrestling mix. So it's kind of like works well for MMA anyway. So cool. So what would be something, guide me, help me out, give me something to work with.
All right. Well, for me, most of the time, I have hands. So you know, the instant I let them go, boom, boom. Oh, it's like okay. Now everybody wants to set up their takedown. So either a single leg, I'm actually good at, you know, framing out and getting them off a single. It's when they go for both of them. They go for both of them. Yeah. I'm down now. I'm clear, and now I have this person who's scrambling everywhere, all over the place. I want to be able to feel comfortable enough to be like, cool, that this person do this. This. Boom, now I'm back up. I just don't. I want to be able to be calm and know that I have the exact thing that's going to get me up, or at least in my mind, it's the thing I'm going for the whole time to get up.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. How long have you been doing like ground, what most people call jiu-jitsu, like ground stuff? Like how much experience?
I probably want to say like 2 years.
Okay. All right. So guys, when we have somebody on top of us and we're trying to get up, a lot of times it'll screw us up and it'll get worse. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like, for example, let's say you're on the bottom and guy just double-legged you and you ended up here. And then the next thing you know, like you start to get up. Like people who don't know that much, maybe they get like something they've seen. They're trying to mimic what they've seen in MMA fights. They do something like this. They start to turn, start to like rotate, you know, start to get to your knees or whatever, just to show. And the next thing you know, the guy moves around. So the guy moves around towards your back, and then the next thing you know, you're like the guy's coming up on your back and you're getting choked. So this is one problem. I always say, why do we watch the UFC, we watch the highest level fighters, and they just seem to get up with ease, right? And then we try it, and then somebody's climbing on our back. Or the next thing you know, maybe you never even got that far. Maybe they just double-legged you, and they went to here. And then next thing you know, you're on and you can't get out. And you're trying to mimic what you see in the UFC, but it doesn't work. And then, so the first answer is you have to have a strong base of, I'm gonna say it, jiu-jitsu, of basically guard retention, getting your guard back, and knowing how to just protect yourself in a general sense. So if I spend our time right now, we could divvy a little bit of time to guard retention. We could divvy all of it to like, nah, screw the guard. I don't want to learn the jiu-jitsu stuff. I just want to learn how to get up. I can show it to you, but then what's going to happen, you meet somebody who's a little bit better than you on the ground, and you're trying to make this stuff work, and then it fails you. Sometimes it's better to start at the foundation, which is guard retention, and just not letting someone kick your ass. Like if I just teach you how to like not let someone beat you down, then you'll be, like you just said, I'm kind of regurgitating when you said, feel more comfortable to try to execute your get up. You know, does that make sense? So, and you guys kind of steer me. If I'm going too slow, just say, no, we want to pick it up. And it's okay, I'm not going to be offended at all, okay? But I'm going to try to teach like I would with all my guys. Listen. So let's say you're here, I just got double legged or whatever and I fell down. Half guard, how's that?
Yep.
Okay, so guys, look. Underhook, all this stuff makes sense. He's got the underhook, right? With this, a lot of times, right here, where's this hand should go? Anybody?
Our block is knee.
Okay, a lot of people do this, okay? It's not bad, it's a good first start. Why? Because what does he do with this one 90% of the time? Oh shit, he just went to my neck. So now you do this. No, it's okay, get to him. Now why do you do this? So you can go back here, right? Because this is ultra basic, right? So he goes back half guard. This is, I'm gonna show you, this I don't like so much to just try to go back here. I will, it's not bad, but better is to be offensive and I wanna get out or I wanna turn the tables. And here's what I'm gonna tell you, with half guard, we wanna use this to get up and be better instead of going here. The reason why, he knows this because he has wrestling experience. Anybody have wrestling experience?
Yeah.
Okay? How hard is it to get off your back if you're here in a wrestling match? He just leans forward.
Yeah.
No. He leans forward, and how do I get off my back? What happens if his knees go up? Close. Yeah, no. Just both of them. Just spread them nice and wide. We're thinking wrestling now. Look. No. Down. Yeah. How do I get off my back? Is it gonna happen? No. Why? I'm pinned. Why? This leg cannot escape. Do you understand? So if you're already in half guard, stop thinking. Now it's gonna sound like I'm going away from jiu-jitsu, but I'm really just teaching you better jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Most people go, oh, I wanna go to here in jiu-jitsu. No, I want to attack. I don't want to be, why do I go back here so I can get back to the guard and hold?
Right.
You know? And then I'm gonna try some armbar that I have to be super skilled to try to execute. I gotta be pretty skilled to do that. Watch where we're gonna go from here. The second I'm here, this is not good. Don't do this, okay? The first thing I'm gonna do when he's hugging my neck, when I'm here, I'm gonna stiff arm, but I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna bridge and move his head, okay? The second I'm here. He puts his head over here as the counter. So he puts his head more over there. The more he pushes with his shoulder, the better for him. Now look, I'm pinned. Now this looks good for him. Okay? Here's the rule. Can I look this way? If the answer is yes, I go that way. If the answer is no, I go that way. So if I'm like this, I go that way. If I'm like this, I go that way. Okay? So watch. If I look this way, what is this gonna do to me? It's gonna chop me, right? And then that makes me do this. He squeezes, and it makes me survive, right? But I can look this way. So all I need is this. Put the pressure. That's all I need. My biceps. Now, don't make the big mistake of doing this. Because now he's gonna go to arm triangle someday soon, right? It won't take long. And then you're gonna get choked. So he jumps back. So what I do is I pay attention to where my arm is. My biceps go not in his neck. He's strong in this area. Look at, from all these years of practice, just lean into that. Yeah, look at how strong he is. Now look at how strong he is. Okay? Now that I got him sideways, look at my right hand. Goes to his biceps. Now he's coming back forward, right? I'm creating space. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to attack from. This is where I want to escape from. I don't want to go back to full guard. Okay? If I land in half guard, beautiful, fine, it's awesome. If I have an underhook, even better. But if I don't, no big deal, no big deal. Once you guys land right here, everybody's afraid like the guy's gonna hit me. It's not a big deal. And if he tries to smash, see how I did that? Block his biceps, and then now watch. This leg's gonna just come up, he has to abandon this underhook. If he does not, he's in trouble.
Right, exactly.
The second he goes here, it's going to be an OMOPLATA later on. Okay, so we're going to build this little attack system right here, out of this position. He's going to hug your neck, and you're going to ask yourself the question, can I look this way? The answer is yes for right now. Where's the power from? It's not really my arm, it's this foot. Okay? Yeah? And when I bridge, I'm not bridging up, I'm bridging the side. Look. Not up, his weight's on top of me. I displace his head, As I displace his head, I block his biceps, push his face, my feet come to the hips, and I have my knees tucked right here. And then we'll swing into OMOPLATA. Okay, that would be a good start. That would be a basis to start. Okay, and then we'll build from there. Anybody need to see it again? Okay, everybody knows how to be on top? How to do the top position? Because it takes a good partner. Guys, if we're not good partners on top, none of this is gonna work. So we have to know how to get on top. So from the other side of the coin, yeah, it doesn't matter. So on the other side of the coin, watch what I do. Half guard, I'm gonna have underhook, I'm gonna get the cross face, and I'm gonna smash with my shoulder. Trying to do this. Remember, my goal a lot of times is to turn his face. His goal is to look to his right, and then he's just gonna displace my head using do not lock. Yeah, here's why you cannot lock. You lock yourself. If you lock a half guard, this bridge is weak. This flip being here, and this one fold with one leg. Now you're strong. So when I'm here, look at all the pressure I have on you, yeah? Yeah. Now go ahead and bridge with your left foot. No, not with the palm. The biceps. You're much stronger. Yeah, go ahead. See how I spread my base? And then we're here. And even if you were a guard player, if you're like, no, I really like the guard, why do you say guard is bad? You can always go back to guard. If you really wanted to, you could. But instead, don't overhook. Just push the, no, don't underhook. Just push the head. Push the head with your hand, and then bring your knees up. So your one foot's gonna go to the hip, the other one's gonna pass over the arm, nice and slow, so you won't break your arm and get to here. Because there is somewhat of an elbow lock. It could happen quick. If you're like not paying attention, this guy's arm could get popped. I catch a lot of guys like this. So one last time. Sorry, I'm dragging this out, but once I'm here, watch his right arm. And this right here, if he doesn't roll the elbow, and he tries to get all strong with me and be a tough guy, I pop it right away. So he has to roll. He has to roll it into an OMOPLATA. It is a trained response from anybody that has grappling experience, or people who don't have grappling experience, or they're just, what's the word, stubborn. They just go, no, I'm not going, and then they get popped. Okay, so just be aware, roll your hand. If you start to feel some pressure, just turn your thumb down. Let's try it.
And you had mentioned, real quick, you had mentioned two ways. One was if you could look out with your arm across. What was the other?
If I look the other way, but we haven't done that. Okay. So I'll do that later. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And let's go. First you have to kind of feel what I'm doing. And then you'll like eventually get to here. The more I'm on his shoulder, the stronger he is. Like right now he's very strong. I cannot do anything to this. So once you get to here, I make a grip. Now my journey is to go over here. Now you see he's still strong, but I'm making my journey. Now I'm up. And now it's now what happens, he's never getting on at that point. Once I lock it. Did you see how I kind of, we didn't go slow, did we?
Yeah.
Let's go slow. Let's go slow now. So we can't fight too much. You know, if we fight too much, then it becomes too fast. Let's go slow. So what am I actually doing? I grip. This one's heavy. I no longer lock. So once I get to here, don't lock. You don't need it. Hold with one like this. So he's feeling what I'm doing. I'm going like that. I'm squeezing. Also, I'm going to get this foot behind. Now my butt's in the air, so he's carrying weight. Next, I'm going to start making a journey this direction. Okay. And I want to get this arm under his shoulder, either lock here or here. It doesn't matter. But I want to continue to move this way. And he's being a little stubborn right now. Again, just try to understand, like, you're really big. Yeah. Most guys won't be able to hold what you're doing. Okay. Just fall to your left side. Okay. That's where they're going to fall. And then you're going to lock around the shoulder and then come forward with your hips. Otherwise, I'll finish them the way you saw me do the last two, where you lifted me and kind of fell backward. Mm-hmm. That's possible too, but I want you guys to learn it. I want you to learn it like this. So once this happens, one more time, to make sure we don't lose the earlier part. He's here. I move the head, the hips go out, right? And it's caught. See how the elbow locks there? You gotta roll your elbow.
For sure.
Just roll it.
There
Bam.
it goes.
Now, I go here. Feel how, if you start to lift, you're winning now. So for me to win, I extend, so like I put pressure and I bite. See, I gotta get your shoulder out and then I bite it.
Right.
Then that leg goes up. Now at this point, I think I've got you. I'm not sure. Can you lift me? Yeah, it's kind of tough. Yeah, you can't anymore. So then now watch how I move. See how I'm moving this way? And driving back down. Lock, and everything's done from here.
Yeah.
And the harder he fights us, the harder it bends his arm anyway, so he wants to give into it.
Yeah, and I will teach omoplatas for like days about how to finish guys, and I treat it like it's a fishing. You got a big fish on the line, and the bigger the fish, the longer you have to be on the line.
Yeah.
Because you got to wear them out. If I get somebody my weight, I can usually wear them out. Even if they're strong, I can wear them out within 30 seconds. I've gone into little omoplata battles with big dudes, and I'll be honest, when it's really going, it takes me 2 minutes, 3 minutes of being on that guy's arm, but eventually that big guy from lifting my body weight over and over, eventually he starts to wear out, and I get a slight advantage turns into bigger advantage turns into submission.
And once you got that locked in, it's pretty much game over at that point. Once you secure your hips in there.
Let me tell you the truth, most people get out.
Yeah.
Not mine, they get out of most people. Because most people don't have that level. That's why I said, when I said let's break, right before that, I said, once you get here, we're gonna be able to escape. I didn't say we're gonna be able to submit. I said we're gonna be able to get you back to your feet, or at least maybe get you back on top. The realistic approach for me as a coach is to say, look, the omoplata is most likely gonna be a reversal. For me, it's a submission, but until you reach that level, and I don't think I can do that in a few hours. I'm not that good. So I think what's realistic, I can get you in a good position so you can get up. Like that, don't put all your stock in the hole. You know, we're gonna submit everybody.
After the bicep, like getting him to where he can choose to do what he wants. I think you're right. That's the functional part.
That's the spot we need to focus on, because we want, to be honest, short-term success. We want short-term. We want long-term, but we also need short-term.
Short-term.
Let's go.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Go.